loves, it's Lacey and welcome to our space. So it has been a very long time since I've been on my channel, and I want to thank everyone who reached out to me to make sure that I was okay. A lot of you guys don't know I was involved in an accident and I got a few injuries. I injured my left knee, which was already injured previously, and my right hip, so I was unable to film or drive or get to any of the craft stores. But today we are back and I am going to be doing a quick and easy fall planter DIY with starting off these giant like popsicle sticks. They are quart stir sticks from Home Depot. I bought 5 packs, but I think we're going to use about 3 packs of them. They are quite large and they have a lot of texture to them. I also have the bamboo wreaths that came from Dollar Tree's Crafter Square section. We're going to be using 2 of the larger ones. I was going to do a second thing, but to jump back in, we're only going to do one thing here today. So I already cut off the rounded ends of one of these in order to make them flat on both ends so it works for my vision of this DIYs. I'm using my Cutco kitchen shears to cut these. I'm a little bit weak still, but I can go ahead and cut through these. It takes me just a second to flatten them on the end. I'm not going to make you watch me do all of these, but I'm just using the one as a guide so they're all the same size. And then I do kind of sand them down on the edge, but I didn't show you guys that. Next, after I am done cutting all of them, and I will show them to you here, I'm going to be using some Gorilla wood glue because I want to place these planters outside. So I'm going to take a dab and put it on one end just at the bottom of the stick and then flip it over and put glue on the other end. Okay, so one side, then flip it over and put it on the other side because we're going to be placing this at the bottom of the bamboo wreath and clipping it on. These little clips came from Dollar Tree. I think you get 6, maybe 8 in a thing. I've had mine for a very long time, and like I said, I haven't been out to the stores. I just am using things in my stash. And then I'm going to clip the other end on the inside of it. So one is on the top and one is on the inside. Then I'm going to do the reverse for the next one. See how they kind of go diagonal? And I am going to use them like this all the way around. Now, when I did mine, I had them touching each other, but you want to put yours on so they don't exactly touch. So put the glue on one side, flip it over and put it on the other side. And then when you go to do the second one, you're going to do it in reverse. Put the one that is next to the one that's on the outside on the underneath, and the one that's underneath, put it next to the one that's on the inside. You see what I mean? One's on the outside, one goes on the inside, and then you switch it the next time you do it. And don't worry about what side you put the glue on because you can always just turn your little stick over if you think you have the glue on the wrong side, because glue should be on one side and then flipped over and on the other side. I hope that makes sense. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm clipping them on because wood glue takes quite a while to dry. If you're going to be making this to go inside, then you don't have to do this. You can use hot glue. But where I am in Michigan, the hot glue will dissolve in the heat or it'll freeze and come off in the cold. So I am using wood glue. It'll have a firm stick to it and it will not come apart. So I've slowed this down quite a bit. You can see. So you can see me doing it. I just wanted to get around and look how far I am. This whole thing took me a little over 3 hours to put together because I did not have enough clips. I have a ton you can see here, but I didn't have enough clips. So when I started mine, I had my sticks almost touching each other. They were kind of touching each other. And when I got to the end here, I realized I have too big of a gap to put just 2 sticks. But I have too small of a gap for 3 sticks. So to rectify this, what I did is they don't stick right away. So I am just moving my last like 6 apart a little bit more. So to make that gap a little bit smaller. So 2 sticks will fit in there better. And I make sure they don't touch each other, like touch the ones on the side. Or if you do this, you can start out and make sure they just don't touch each other and it'll work out perfectly. I dry fit my stuff most of the time, but even with dry fitting this, it was still a little off. And then we're just going to let it sit and dry. If you have a ton of little clips, it won't take you that long. Mine took a while because I didn't have enough to go all the way around. So this is what it looks like. And I took this outside and I sprayed it with clear matte Rust-Oleum 2 times the paint and primer because I wanted to keep it that color. But you can paint it any color you want. These sticks are really pretty and they look really well stained too. So I wanted to keep it the color it is. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking one of the sticks and I'm judging that I want to put legs on this and I want to put a brace in it because I'm putting a plant in here. I'm putting a mum in here. But the ones that I cut down are too short. And if you don't cut them down, these work out perfectly. So I'm going to put a dab of glue on the same side of these sticks. And then I'm going to tuck them in where the outside sticks are on the lip of the bamboo. I hope you understand that. I'm putting this one inside, but you can see on the outside of these sticks, there's going to be room to put the braces on the bamboo. And I put a little bit of glue in the middle, and when I turn it over, you can see it sits down there perfectly. Then I'm going to take another stick and I'm going to measure it out and cut little feet for it. I thought I wanted kind of long feet, but once I did it, they were a little too long. So I'm just measuring it, marking the middle of the actual stick, and then I'm going to cut it with my scissors and then try it for it being long. Sorry, it does take me a minute because I still don't have all my strength back, but I sand the edges just a little so they're nice and flat, and then that looked a little too long, so I decided to cut them again. And now I have 4 pieces that I'm going to glue in with the glue just on the bottom and put 2 clips on it so I can hold it in there perfectly because it's kind of rounded on the inside, so you want to make sure it adheres on both sides. And then I'm going to also hit it with some Gorilla hot glue just to hold it in place while it glues, because I don't want to wait any longer for all of this to dry before I start decorating, because I want to get this video out to you guys. I actually filmed the beginning part of it a few days ago, and then I was like, let me finish this DIY and get it out because I think it's versatile. I'm using it for fall, but you can decorate one of these for any season. So I'm just putting a dab of hot glue in there just to hold it temporarily until the wood glue actually sets. So this is what it looks like, and I do spray the brace and the legs with some of the clear matte too. I don't show you guys that either. It was cold and kind of rainy out here, so I was spray painting in between doing other things, and I did not film it. I'm sorry for that. But it's Rust-Oleum's clear matte 2 times the paint and primer. And I got it at Home Depot. I had it already in my stash. So I really like how this looks, and it's all ready for us to start decorating it. So now I'm going to use this ribbon that I have here. I absolutely love this ribbon from Dollar Tree. It has a little bit of sparkle on it, and it has maple leaves in like green and like a burgundy, and I think there's an orange in there as well. So I'm just going to glue it to the top of the bamboo wreath here just to kind of give it a little decoration. It doesn't even necessarily need it to hide what the top looks like. If you like that, then you can leave it the way it is, or you can use a thicker ribbon. I just thought this one was good for fall, and I overlap it just because I cut that piece that long. Like normally they would just match up. And then after I'm done with that, I'm going to take some of these leaves. I got these from Joanns Fabrics like a year ago, or maybe even 2. Like I said, I didn't go to the store to buy any of this because I was not driving. I'm just now starting to drive a little. And so I'm just using what I have in my stash. And so I'm going to just cut off some of this and decorate it the way that I want. I want it to go pretty far across the front of this planter. And I also have these die cuts. They are the wood die cuts from Dollar Tree, and it has some maple leaves in there. So I'm going to tuck a couple of those in there too. And I have another pack of them, so I put 2 of them on there. And then I'm going to, like, I'm holding this because I glued the leaf down because it kept flapping away and I didn't like that. And I'm going to put in some little extra leaves here and there. And I'll show you. It's personal preference. Then next I have some of this berry garland from Dollar Tree. It comes in a round and they have tons of it every single season. And I'm just using one that has a little burgundy and a little orange on it. And then I'm going to take some more of that ribbon and make just 3 loops looped over. And I'm going to cut a long tail on it and glue that together, as you can see. I'm using that red spatula that's also from Dollar Tree. A lot of us YouTubers use it so you don't burn your fingers. Normally I don't worry about it because I have super long nails, but my nails are a little bit short and I haven't been able to get my nails done either because of me not going anywhere. I've been homebound for quite a while. And I'm gluing this kind of offset with it going to the side. I just think it looks really pretty this way. And I'm also going to be cutting the tails on the diagonal, and then I'm going to add another tail on the other side just so it's kind of even. You know me, I like to be extra. And I also decided that I wanted this to look a little more 3D. I'm not making my Lacee Space Chaotic Mess bow, but I do want it to be a little more full on the bow, and it's not going to be a full bow, like a rounded bow. I am going to do 2 more loops and also place them on the other side, on the same side. So it's, you know, just kind of different for me. I like it that way. And then after I get those on, I'm probably going to fill in some more little tails on it. But I also have these little berries that I got from Joanns Fabrics, and we're going to cut off 3 of these and cut them all the way down to the berry. Then I'm going to use my Ryobi little needle nose pliers to hold them because you definitely could burn yourself with this, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to put a little hot glue on them, and I'm going to put all 3 of those in a little cluster. I just think everything looks so cute when you do it in uneven amounts, like in odd amounts. And then we're going to be putting in some lights in this. So as soon as we get all of these glued in and right next to each other, then I'm going to add some lights. I have some lights that are from Dollar Tree. They are orange. They were with the Halloween stuff last year. And so I'm going to be putting those in so this entire planter will light up. I already have the batteries in it, as you can see, and I was going to put them at the top, but then I think the planter will hide them and they won't light up as much. So I am just going to wrap them around the brackets at the bottom that's going to hold the planter. And this way I can change them out. This can be so versatile. I am making this way because you can do it for any season. All of the wood glue will keep the planter together, but you could take a heat gun to your other decorations where you have hot glue, like Gorilla Hot Glue, and melt it and then just peel those off and you can change it if you want. So I'm putting a little hot glue underneath the bottom to hold the battery pack, and I'm putting it on the brackets so then when I do put a planter in there, when I water my plant, because I'm going to put a real mum in there, it won't get wet. And make sure you put it the side up that you can change the batteries. And this is what it looks like. I love it. It's so pretty. I think it goes really, really well with this beautiful orangey red mum that I found, and it lights up on my porch. You can see my house is blue and I have a nice blue rug there. I'm actually changing that out, but here it is at night when it is totally dark outside and it has a really warm glow. I have a couple of other planters that do this as well. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hang out with us for a while, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, loves.